Here I am again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the evening of the 10th, Friday evening. Tomorrow my wife is going to try to get with me and we take a trip down south. Her parents are elderly. Father's in the hospital. He's been having some major problems and she wants to go see him, so we got to try to do what we got to do. Get down there and see him. Hope everything is safe and we get there and don't take any problems there or receive any. But we got to do what we got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I had to talk with God again and apologize for how I have been. I'm a little prideful. You know, most of my life I wanted to be an entertainer, and entertainers want to be liked. Everybody wants to be liked. Well, especially in the entertainment business. And I spent a lot of time trying to meet the requirements to be considered as nice and some people want to deal with. And so even when I got my call from God to do the thing that he's given me to do, I still got this little problem of probably want you to think nice things of me. Because when I look at you, I see a lot of nice, kind people, wonderful people, loving people. But when I consider what God has given me to tell you, he's given me to tell you that your religiosity, those of you who are in church, doesn't mean a thing. And the people who are not into God, well, you're just not into God. You know how that is. But the whole conversation is this. Everybody who calls themselves pleasing God. Come here, Dutch. Come here. Come on. Everybody that calls themselves pleasing God are not pleasing God. They might be pleasing themselves, but they definitely are not pleasing God. So God tells me to tell you that. I'm not trying to judge you. I'm not trying to say you're going to heaven or hell. I'm just saying that God says you're wasting your time when it comes down to love. You are missing this so far, so far, so far. And that's a sad statement, ladies and gentlemen, to be missing. I mean, really missing love, especially when deep down inside you really want to love. Not only do you really want to love, you really think you are loving, but God says you're not. Let me give you an example, ladies and gentlemen. Aside from so many places on earth, today I heard two names mentioned, Venezuela and Lebanon. As I saw them on TV, I saw the people out there going through the changes that they go through. I saw the Lebanese people begging, we need some help. Will somebody please help us? Will somebody please help us? Now, honestly, as I listened to this woman, she sounded like she was genuinely hurting and really was looking for mercy. Now, that was on the one hand. On the other hand, when I have seen people in Venezuela, I felt the same way about them. But there was a young man today meeting with the president. I don't know his name. I think he might live here in the United States now. I'm not sure. But he was praising Donald Trump for what Donald Trump is doing, how he's handling the country, how he's doing all these great things. And he's wants Donald Trump to come and help. And you know, he was stroking Donald Trump just like everybody says that they can do. They learn that you just stroke it. Because as soon as he got through, Donald Trump was saying, I really like that. He's a guy, man. He was saying all kinds of nice things about the man because the man stroked him well. But that was that man speaking in terms for Venezuela. Now I was just thinking about how, on the one hand, somebody over here was looking so compassionate and hopeful. And somebody else over here. And what we know about Donald Trump. See, I'm talking about what we know about Donald Trump. He might not know nothing about Donald Trump. But from what we know about Donald Trump, and he up there talking about praising Donald Trump like that, man, he must be out of his mind. But the point of it is this, that these people hurting. Who can God send? Who can God send? Is there a leader that he can send over there? Is there some food? Come here, Duchess. Come here. Come on. Is there some food over there? Something that he can meet some of their needs? Can he do that? I mean, or Who knows? There might be a system of government. Somebody can go there and change the system of government, make everything right for generations to come. But who can God send? We can't send anybody from America, because in America, they don't even want people to come to the border. They want to put up walls. They want to put up moats and snakes and alligators. You know, can't send anybody from America to even consider doing that. Ain't that something? And I'm telling you what God has said, and you still up there talking about Trump and Joe Biden. That's because you don't know. And you just can't get it overnight, I guess, unless somebody really had a knee on your neck. I'm not talking about those knees that just rest there for a long time. I'm talking about a knee that'll take you out of here in about 8 minutes and 40-some seconds. If you had one of those on your neck, I bet you'd be trying to take care of some business, but you don't. So you want to make sure you don't ever get that around your neck. By following the devil everywhere he takes you, as long as he promised to let you live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what God told me to tell you. He told me to tell you that you got to sit back and think. He's not trying to attack you, but you got to think. You're a long ways from love. Money is not about love. Money is to keep your eyes off of love. Money is to keep your eyes off of love. I got to go, ladies and gentlemen. I can't talk to you now. These mosquitoes are kicking my butt big time. Good night.